We are now into the final week of July, and guess what? Still, no Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 2. What is going on with Nintendo? I have no clue. Well, I have kind of a clue, I guess, actually, because a while ago I said that I had a bad feeling that Nintendo was going to wait literally until August to release Wave 2, simply because August was the month where there was nothing happening. And I'm going to go over that a little bit in more detail, but I do believe we're going to have to wait until August to see this next wave of DLC, which is going to stretch us close to 5 months in between DLC packs, which is just absolutely insane for tracks coming from past games, and the fact that probably 90% of these tracks are going to be coming from Tours models, and with lower res details compared to the first 4, or first 8 rather. It's actually really funny too, because a lot of these tracks have been data mined already, so we kind of already know what we're getting. We know what to expect for the most part, at least for this next wave, so I don't know what's taking so long. I feel like most of these tracks are already made and finished. I mean, there's even pictures of them that people were able to leak from like the, main kind of cover art that they made. You could see, like, if you zoom in, these different tracks. So like the designs and art styles of them are already made. I think one they even saw was like Vanilla Lake in a completely redesigned track with like ice cream cone and stuff in the background, which is just like, these tracks are made, these tracks are done. This is really just Nintendo, stretching stuff out. This is what Nintendo does best. They charge you a lot of money and then they stretch stuff. When they say to the end of 2023, they truly do mean that it is going to last until the end of 2023. They're going to stretch that thing into like December 31st of 2023, which is just sad. But yeah, like I said before, the only reason Nintendo is stretching this because they have nothing to really show off or like anything releasing within that month. I mean, let's literally look at this year. January, Pokemon Arceus. February, the big spring Nintendo Direct to announce all these games coming this year. March, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. April, Switch Sports. May, I don't even remember what happened in May. Switch Sports was April 29th, so I guess it kind of goes within that month too. I don't know. I don't think much happened in May either. But June was supposed to be the big E3 month, and of course, Mario Strikers Battle League released in June. And then July was obviously Xenoblade 3, as it's still releasing in just 2 days. So there's not enough room for Mario Kart in Nintendo's eyes. They're just weird like that. So I do fully expect, it to be August, because right now there's nothing in August. And you look at the rest of the year too, you have September for Splatoon 3, you have October for Bayonetta 3, and obviously Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. November, you have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and apparently a rumored Metroid Prime remaster, maybe. We'll see about that. And then there's nothing in December. So honestly, I'd be willing to bet that December is going to be our Wave 3 to end the year. I almost guarantee you that's going to happen. So when are we going to get this? Well, it's crazy because the 7-Eleven ads popped up, and that's normally a good sign that the DLC is going to drop within that week or towards the end of that week, and it still hasn't, which is so freaking weird. So it almost makes me feel like maybe Nintendo delayed it a couple of weeks internally without telling anybody, of course, because they don't have to. They never announced when Wave 2 was going to drop in the first place, so they could push it back as long as they want, and no one would know. We just get hungry and hungrier for this DLC. But I have a bad feeling that maybe they pushed it back a lot, in order to line up with a good slot for something. I definitely don't think it's a matter. I see people saying, like, man, how long could it take to port over some old tracks? I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think these tracks have been done, but it's just a matter of fact that this game has been out for 10 freaking years. 10 years since the beginning of the Wii U, this game has been out, and we've been racing on these same tracks. We are just ready for a big load of tracks. I mean, honestly, they should have released like 28 of these tracks already. And of course, there is that possibility that I mentioned last time that they could be updating the tracks that have already released and, kind of going back to that art style the way that Mario Kart 8 should look. That would make people probably go crazy and be so much happier. But we know Nintendo, that's not going to be the case. It's probably seriously just because, gaps within their schedule. They need to wait for a good gap in order to have something released, so that way it's not completely quiet on their front. And let's face it, I've seen a lot of people in my comments thinking still at the end of July, this week we're still going to get something. Not a chance. Xenoblade 3 is this week. It's going to take over this week, and then we're going to move into August, obviously, with next week. And I don't even know if August, it may be the second, third week of August until we even hear anything. Who knows? They may even move it to September. I don't know. It's been so long. We need this DLC. What's even more funny to me is that Nintendo is, announcing updates for games that just recently came out. and here Mario Kart is just sitting here watching this stuff go by. I mean, Mario Strikers just announced already an update including Daisy and Shy Guy, and also like some, you know, I guess an extra field or something that's like a desert. That's cool and all, and I think that's out already, but I'm just like, are you kidding me? You know, Mario Kart fans are suffering so bad right now. Shoot, Switch Sports just announced a whole update for volleyball. Volleyball. Yeah, they literally added brand new moves to volleyball, which is like brand new mechanics to a well-established game already. Or even, was it ever even well-established? I have to talk about that in my own video. I'm sorry. This one was just so crazy to me. It's like them adding an extra move to every character in the Smash Brothers. Like, everybody now has a back B like Terry or something. I will have to go over that in my own video, because that one's just so crazy to me. But yeah, even Switch Sports is getting updates and stuff, and that little, like, leg strap or whatever is going to be able to work with the regular soccer mode instead of just the shootout mode, which is cool. I'm just like, how in the world was that not there day one? But yeah, updates are coming in from like literally every game except for Mario Kart. August really has no big game releases for Nintendo. It's probably right around the calm before the storm before we enter the holiday season and big news regarding games next year. You know, that September Direct and stuff, and that's perfectly fine. So I do think there is going to be stuff to be excited for, though. For instance, this is what I think August is going to have. It's going to have Wave 2 of Mario Kart 8 DLC. Please, hopefully. We're going to probably get a Splatoon Nintendo Direct. Splatoon 3 drops early in September, like the first/second week of September, so they're going to want to have another Nintendo Direct kind of showcasing this game a little bit more, showing it off a little bit more, giving us more information, what to expect from the game. And we will probably get Kirby's Dream Buffet released, which is that, you know, side spin-off Kirby game coming to the eShop where you're racing other Kirbys to eat the most food and get the biggest out of everybody. So all that will probably launch in August with maybe a couple of other things. There might be some third-party games that I'm missing. So August is looking pretty decent, believe it or not, for not having any games. Lots of excitement there. And then obviously, we should have a Nintendo Direct around September. I'll talk more about August and what's coming up in the future in the next video. Oh yeah, and I'll also talk about how much I can't stand that Switch Sports update. Thank you so much for tuning in. What do you guys think about this Wave 2? When is it going to release? Is it ever coming out? Did Nintendo cancel it forever? Let me know in the comments down below. And yes, for those of you that have been waiting patiently for the hot dog cereal bowl, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've been following in this last couple of weeks, it's coming very, very soon. I mean, maybe as in today, for instance. So it's already recorded. It's coming. It was terrible. And I will pay up. Trust me, it's coming. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.